Is Polygon MATIC ready to explode, and does this layer 2 solution have a bright future? We're going to look at the charts to find out exactly that. Because yes, we've been going sideways for quite a while and we didn't have this major pump like Bitcoin when it went all the way up to the 31,000 US dollar level. So is it a buy exactly in these areas? I'm going to show you a bullish pattern that might tell us that we're going to see this next leg up and that you should add Polygon MATIC in your portfolio. So if you want to find out more, watch the video until the end and smash up the like button, and let's go directly over to Polygon MATIC on CoinMarketCap. And at the moment we are trading at round about 91 cents with a total market cap of 8.4 billion. So what could we expect from Polygon MATIC? First of all, we're going to look at the all-time high, and we have reached the all-time high on the 27th of December 2021 of $2.92. So yes, this means that at the moment Polygon MATIC is at a discount. But are we going to see a pump? First of all, we need to find out what is Polygon MATIC. What is Polygon MATIC? Previously, the MATIC network is the first well-structured, easy-to-use platform for Ethereum scaling and infrastructure development. Using Polygon, one can create optimistic rollup chains, zk rollup chains, and standalone chains for any kind of infrastructure requirement by the developer. Polygon effectively transforms Ethereum into a full-fledged multi-chain system, aka the Internet of Blockchain. So yes, it is a layer 2 solution. So if we're going to look at the fundamental values of Polygon, it is definitely a good investment. So we can see that Polygon is under the top 10 cryptocurrencies, so you should definitely hold some Polygon in your portfolio, but don't go overboard. You should only hold a small percentage of altcoins in your portfolio. And what is really important, to exactly time when you're going to buy and sell your altcoins, because we want to take our profits that we make in the altcoins over to Bitcoin. Because why? Yes, Bitcoin is the money of the future. So let's go over and find out more about Polygon MATIC. So we can see that a lot of apps have been built on the Polygon network. Robinhood Wallet brings DeFi to a new audience, built on Polygon. And we can see also Reddit onboarded 6 million new members to Web3. So Web3 is going to be the future of the internet. So guys, Polygon MATIC is really going to bring all of this infrastructure to the Web3 environment. And also some latest news are also quite bullish about the Polygon network. Polygon becomes the most widely used blockchain in 2023. So yes, at the moment we have been seeing that Polygon has been going sideways. But guys, what could we expect in the immediate short term? First of all, we're going to look at the price movement. Yes, we're on the weekly chart, so we could see that the price went all the way up to our all-time high at $2.92, and then we saw this bear market, which we also saw for Bitcoin, where we saw this massive dump towards the downside. And we can see that on the 13th of June, we have reached this low. But if we look at the weekly chart of Bitcoin, we can see the all-time high of Bitcoin, and then we entered this major bear market, and we came all the way to this level where we had this major dump exactly on the 13th of June 2022. But we can see that Bitcoin went sideways and reached its low exactly in these levels of round about 15,900 US dollars. But we can see that Polygon, we had this push towards the upside and we were actually in this bullish move. And we can see that Polygon reached the price target from the low all the way to the level of $1.50. This was a 400% pump towards the upside when Bitcoin was still going sideways. Afterwards, we could see that Bitcoin turned around and found its bottom, and we had this 100% move towards the upside. So what can we see from this chart? Yes, a lot of people went from Bitcoin into altcoins when we saw this major pump, and that's why a lot of people sold their Bitcoin and invested into Polygon, and that's why we saw Polygon had this pump towards the upside. But at the moment it was vice versa. A lot of people taking profits from Polygon exactly at the levels of $1.50 and diversifying into Bitcoin, and that's why we saw this pump towards the upside, because a lot of people took profits on the altcoins. But guys, if we're going to see that Bitcoin will finally move up from these regions, we could expect another leg up for all the altcoins. Because why? Bitcoin is dragging all the other altcoins with, not priced in Bitcoin, because if we're going to see that the Bitcoin dominance will go up even higher, we could expect that yes, a lot of altcoins will be crushed, priced in Bitcoin. But priced in US dollars, we could expect that some of the altcoins will see a massive pump towards the upside. So let's do some deep technical analysis on MATIC. So what could we expect for MATIC? First of all, we are holding this major trend line where the price movement break out of the bear market, and we saw this consolidation and the sideways move, and MATIC finally saw this pump towards the upside. which came all the way to $1.50. And then we saw this dump towards the downside. So is this actually bearish at the moment? Guys, no. Yes, the price movement has been going sideways, but guys, look at this price movement. We perfectly came back to this major trend line and we bounced exactly from these levels. So we can see we have some major support exactly at the 70 cent level, and also we can see we have this major trend line which is holding the price of MATIC exactly in these regions. But we're going to go on the daily chart to find out, are we finally going to break this $1 resistance, which is also a psychological level? Because if we're going to break this level, we could expect a further pump towards the upside, and this whole structure is bullish. If we look at the price movement, yes, we had this low, but guys, if we take a close look at the chart and this price movement, we can see we found higher lows, higher lows, higher highs, and even a higher high, and this would be even a higher low. So this is a bullish structure, and this tells us that the price movement is in a bullish trajectory and that we could expect a further move towards the upside only if we're going to lose this major trend line, which is round about the levels of 80 cent. If we're going to break it towards the downside and form a lower low, we could expect that yes, the overall trend has turned around. But let's go on the daily chart. So over on the daily chart, yes, we had this high after the bear market of $1.50, and then we saw this major sell-off, and then the price movement was in a downwards trend because we have been forming lower highs and also lower lows. And we can see that at the moment, guys, we are forming a bullish structure, a bullish formation on the daily chart. And what is that? Yes, it is a falling wedge, and a falling wedge is a bullish pattern that most of the time breaks out towards the upside. Yes, most of the time we can also see that we're going to see a fake out towards the downside, or even that we're going to see a bearish breakout from this bullish pattern. But first of all, let's take a look at this bullish formation, the falling wedge. And if we're going to break out from this falling wedge, our price target would be exactly the top of the falling wedge. So we could expect that if we're going to see this bullish breakout, maybe a retest of this area to confirm this breakout, we could expect a pump all the way up to our previous highs. So that's why buying in these areas would be a good investment. Why? Because yes, we are close to the bottom, we have some major support, which we can see round about these levels of 70 cent. So I expect we're going to break out from this falling wedge. We're going to reach our first price target, the $1, the psychological level. And if we're going to see this major leg up for Bitcoin after this consolidation, we're going to break the $31,000 level. I expect that yes, MATIC is going to break the psychological level, and we could expect that we're going to see this consolidation, this retest of this major resistance that will turn into support, and then we could expect this pump all the way up to our previous high. So on the weekly chart, we're going to look at the price targets that we could reach if we're going to break out from this falling wedge. And yes, we're going to look at the next resistance, which is all the way up here, where we can see previous resistance when turned into support, and we can see a lot of resistance in these areas where the price movement clearly got rejected. So if we're going to break out from this falling wedge, so our first price target is going to be the $1.50 level for Polygon MATIC. And guys, if we're going to stay in this bullish structure with lows, higher lows, and also higher highs, we could expect that Polygon MATIC will form a higher high roundabout in these levels of $1.70. Because if we're going to take this trend all the way up to these levels, this would be our next resistance area exactly in this broadening wedge. And if we're going to look at the price move from these levels all the way up to the top of this trend line, we could expect a 91% pump for Polygon MATIC. And I really do believe that Polygon is going to turn around in these regions, even if we're going to come all the way back down to this trend to form a double bottom, and then we could expect a breakout from these levels. Because yes, the overall chart is looking quite bullish, and I think Polygon MATIC is a good layer 2 solution. So yes, I would invest a small amount of capital in Polygon MATIC exactly in these areas, because I expect that we're going to see a pump towards the upside. So guys, if you like this Polygon MATIC update, smash up the like button and subscribe. And if you want me to cover your favorite altcoin, leave a comment in the video description below, and make sure to watch this video exactly now and be for crypto.